Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us at Dungeon Mechanics. Today we got a nice little fun one shot with some new people we haven't seen and regular stacks here you may have seen once or twice before. Um, just to introduce everybody, let's go around the table. Let's start with Loot. Could you tell us about yourself and what character you be playing?
Um, I am Lute, and I will be playing Zippy Stormsnap, and she is a half elf um, sorcerer, and that's my introduction.
Good. Poppy, can you tell us about yourself and who you be playing tonight?
Yes, I am Poppy. Tonight I'm playing a self named character, Poppy. She is a tiefling wizard necromancer.
Grim, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and who you be playing tonight?
All right. My name is Grim from Grimbeard Adventures. Today I am playing Drift. He is a swashbuckling rogue. Um, Although he's never spent any time on a ship, he's just kind of idolized the pirate lifestyle and would love to get on a ship one day.
Nice. Yeah, you're a little ways away from water, but close
Mhm.
enough to dream about it. And Judgy, why don't you tell us about yourself and who you be playing tonight?
Hi, everybody. I'm Judgy, or Stax, and today I am playing Osmond Holthorn, or just Ark, who is a painter. We'll say that.
A painter, nice. And then everybody, I'm Scott. I'm also known as Nordic Geek. I'll be the DM tonight. And tonight we're going to be doing a short one shot in a themed little area. And let me pull up the little notes here so I know what to read. There we go. So, to kind of set the scene, with the upcoming festival of Pink Symphony of the Cloister of Priests of Priory Pink have leased out the pink power spells of the upcoming celebration. Scrolls containing celebratory pink-themed spells will be offered for the populace to party in the prohibited hues of the Priory. Trouble is sure to be a part and parcel for the PCs to partake. In this fief, to kind of set the scene, the color pink has been prohibited by these cloister of wizards, also known as the Priory. Um, they hang on to it very valiantly, and any person who is known to wear this pink without a special license or permission from the Priory um, either disappears or is made an example of in a very horrible, generally dramatic way. But the Festival of Pink Symphony is a way for them to kind of gift out everybody. It's still licensed, and their powers are given to certain people to sell their spells of pink power to celebrate their reign through the fiefdom. And um, our characters have traveled through this fiefdom, so they're aware of this. And along many paths, there is a midway guild hall called the Midway Manor, where everybody would find themselves. This is going to be a way for everybody to restock, rest, and get supplies if they need them. You've probably come across one another as you've adventured in the area once or twice. How familiar you are is up to you. But as we kind of fade into the interior of this tavern slash guild hall, everybody sits at a long table with food and merriment. And why don't we just all introduce each other and how we look? Go ahead. Anybody first?
Everyone too nervous to start.
All right.
Go right ahead.
Okay. So Ark is a painter, and he happens to also be a cleric. But he's not your typical cleric type, at least not when you look at him. He carries around a wooden shield that also serves as his paint palette, and he has simple clothes, shocking bright blue hair, and when he's not smoking his pipe, he has a large kind of like over exaggerated paintbrush that more or less can also serve as his spiritual weapon. But if he's here, he would just be kind of like off to himself, maybe sitting at a table, using a bit of shape water to get the right colors that he needs as he's just painting to himself.
Is he using any pink?
Not yet.
Trying to get him in trouble already.
I don't want to die. I'm gonna do the round robin. So as he is painting, he looks up and sees Grimm's character somewhere in the room.
All right. So Drift is at the there's a kind of a countertop, like a bar top here, where food and drink can be
Yeah,
served.
yeah. There's a bar. There's
Okay.
tables. It's a very well furnished guild hall. You could probably house 20 people at a time, but you're probably like about half occupancy at the moment.
Okay. He's just trying to get somebody's attention, just kind of like waggling a copper mug. So Ark would see a fairly put together Air Genasi. Very, very light skin with kind of a deep blue markings across his forehead and his chin. Like I said, a very clean, almost ironed pressed vest, with a dashing red cravat around his neck, which he's worn for so long that the top edges of it are starting to get a little sun bleached and might actually be approaching a pinkish shade.
Daredevil.
Doesn't think anything of it. He's just, he's worn it for so long. It doesn't even think twice about it. Man, all right, yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. So, across the room, as he's waggling his cup, he just happens to see in the glint of his copper mug, Poppy's character.
Poppy is pulling in Aragorn over in the corner. She's all slumped over in a dark corner. She's got a big cloak on, cutouts for her horns, but her whole face is just enshrouded. But she gets really excited when she sees Ark playing around with some colors over there, and she shuffles on over and goes, "Hey, do you want to see my art?"
Yeah, of course. Show me what you've been working on.
Okay, but shh.
Oh, it's a secret?
She's gonna billow out her cloak, and all along the inside she's painted these pink swirls in all different shades of pink, and she's just decorated to the nines with neon fun colors that she hides under her little cloak.
Ah, quite the daredevil, I see. The name's Ark. Yes, of course. Is that even a question?
I'm just gonna sneak it into your bag though. I'm Poppy. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Poppy.
But speaking of color, she's gonna point over and be like, do you know who that is? Because they see a cute little colorful loot.
Ark will kind of look over, trace the direction of the finger and see who Poppy is pointing towards.
Okay. So when they look over to see Zippy, you're gonna see her. She's sort of trying to make her way to the stage where the musicians would normally be playing. She's obviously not your prime entertainer, and as she's going, she's bumbling, and oh, she's knocked over somebody's lute. I'm so sorry. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll get that. I'll get that. And she turns around and knocks something else over. And she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh, I swear I'll pay for that someday." So she gets up onto the stage, and she's what you'll see is, she's dressed from head to toe in these like wild theatrical colors and sort of a juggler's outfit, in like various colors of blue and purples, with wild frizzy hair in matching colors, long ears. She's short. She's just a little thing. Some of the instruments are bigger than she is, which is interesting for a half elf. And then, so she's going to stand there and she's breathing because she's really nervous. And then she's like, "Hello, welcome all. I am Sippy,
Woo!
the magitastical, mystical storm juggler." Then she'll pull out some sticks and start trying to juggle, and she's not really that great, but she's working on it.
I imagine her two new fans, Poppy and Ark, are cheering her on.
So
I'll throw a copper at that.
So
Big
you
spender.
throw a copper, and she actually manages to like snag her hand out, and she catches that. She's not necessarily this juggler, but she's got great reflexes. So she snags that. Her stick falls to the floor. She's like, "That's good for me." She's like, "Thanks all. You've been a great crowd." Puts her sticks back away in her bag, and as she's getting off the stage, she runs into something else, just sort of like ducks down, and comes over to talk to you guys because you have money.
Yeah.
And during this, the server comes over and fills Drift's mug of ale and kind of starts pouring and then gets distracted watching the juggling and begins to spill a little bit before apologizing, and then takes a little rag out of her apron and wipes, the floor a little bit, and then, scurries off.
All right, and then I'll just kind of pull off that cravat, wipe it up, or wipe up what was left. Take a sip out of my mug, and then just kind of like wring out into my mug. Slap the wet cravat back on, and sit back and tune into the show at hand. Now, so for Zippy, in your avatar, are all of those colors indicative of what I'm seeing? Like, are there actually like stripes and shades of blue and pink in your?
Well, not quite pink. That's
Okay.
just what got created. It's supposed to be
I'm just asking for detail.
Yeah, it's blue and purple and reds and stuff, and it's she's got a very shiny material for her clothing, which is probably, like, when you look at her outfit looks way beyond her means, because she's obviously there just basically begging for gold. She's so hungry. She hasn't eaten in weeks. It feels like that anyway. But yes, her hair matches. It's in all different colors, and it goes everywhere.
Okay.
But you two like a round of drinks?
Oh, I couldn't, but sure, that'd be great. Thanks.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I would have insisted.
some chicken.
Oh, food as well? Yes.
Oh,
There's some really stale old bread.
I'll take stale. Stale's great. Yeah.
Crunch is great. It's my favorite.
Ark will kind of like wave down either a barmaid or bartender or someone, bar staff,
Yeah, a grizzled old dwarf kind of waddles over, and he's got kind of like soot on one side of his face, and he comes over to me. How can I help you?
We would like, if at all possible, drinks and food, and in that food also stale bread, if you have some, if at all possible, kind sir.
So you want some food stuffed with stale bread and drinks? What type of drinks?
Stuffed with... You can do that?
Yeah.
It's what you just said. You asked for food and with some stale bread.
I guess that works. Yes.
Yeah, well, I can do that. I may have some stale bread.
Do you have, like, top line stale bread? Hidden? In the specials?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. We will take your best loaf. Or
Or you will.
worst, if you...
I love this guy.
But drinks. You said drinks.
Oh, yes.
I drink the bread.
Not with that attitude. I would look over to Poppy and you said your name was Lute, correct? From the performance?
Oh, Zippy.
Zippy, sorry.
No, that's okay. My friends call me Luke, but my stage name is Zippy, and someday the whole world will know it.
I know it.
Yeah,
And
but
now?
beer's great for me.
Okay. Well, what would you two like to order?
Chicken. And beer.
Beer,
All
got it.
chicken.
And he walks off.
We did it. Good job, guys.
We completed the mini mission.
Drift watches this kind of go down, waiting for an opportunity to come over and just speak with Zippy. If I may, do you all mind? Lass, I've very rarely seen such a display of showmanship. What you can do with your hands, especially when snatching coin from the air. Chef's kiss.
Well, yes, I mean, I have been practicing quite a bit. I've gotten much better. In fact, I'm probably one of the top 2 jugglers in the whole town.
Think fast, and I thumb a copper at her way.
And it's gone. It's already in the bag. It's like tied up. Thank you so much for the tip.
And you're a magician? That's amazing.
Well, I mean, it seems like magic, doesn't it?
You have a fan club?
Yeah, it's a www. Don't go there.
We have not vetted it yet.
I'm horrified that there might be like the Wicked.com debacle that's on the back of all the action figures now.
Don't. It's not real.
As you're all discussing this and snatching the coin out of the air, the dwarf returns with like an armful of beer pitchers and then walks back off.
I've never had beer before.
Oh, you're gonna like it. It's good.
Okay.
I'm
Shoot.
pretty sure I'm not old enough to drink beer, but here we are.
To new friends.
To new friends.
Indeed, to new friends.
Speaking
I'm sorry,
of,
what was...
yes, I was about to say that.
Oh, sorry. I kind of just butted myself in here, didn't I? It's name is Drift. It's a pleasure to make all of your acquaintances. And you yourselves?
Like the wood?
Yes.
It's the best kind of wood.
Well, it's debatable.
You know better?
Like oak.
Yeah, name a better wood.
I really appreciate oak. Strong,
Good.
sturdy.
It's strong.
It's
It's good
alright.
walking staves.
smokes well and creates excellent charcoal.
Yeah, but you can go find oak. Driftwood is spontaneous.
She has a point. I've not heard of a lot of spontaneous wood.
Did we say the stream was rated?
It's fine.
Alright,
We've said far worse.
To remind myself, I am not a child.
You just think like one.
You know, one place where you find driftwood off it is the sea. Do you have any love for the sea?
I've never seen the sea.
No. Nor have I, but someday I will.
I believe it.
Absolutely will.
Well, another toast to new friends and to our dreams.
And to Driftwood!
And to driftwood.
And to driftwood.
And stale bread.
Cup is empty.
And stale bread! Where's the stale bread?
As you say that, a young halfling just kind of pops this big wooden bowl platter, and there's a not necessarily a turkey, but a large bird-like creature, and you can see sticking out of one of the holes a loaf of, some type of bread. It's been roasted, so it's all very hot. It's got vegetables along it.
Is this a
I'm gonna-
local thing, or did you all order this?
You've never tried it?
No.
It's so good. I'm gonna rip off a chunk of the bread and inspect it and go, yes! And hand it out to Drift because it's got a nice ring of mold on the inside. This is the good stuff.
I'll take it and kind of look at it. Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Can I just try to pretend to take a bite? Just do that, like,
If you'd like to make them think you did, go ahead and roll a deception roll.
All right. That's a 21.
There's a nice little crunch, and
Very good with my hands. So as I pretend to take a bite, I just crunch in the bottom of the loaf with my thumb, so it sounds like I took a bite.
Do you like it?
It's tangy.
Meanwhile, Ark's using shape water to change the color of his beer, as well as make a makeshift bindi straw minus the straw, as he cycles it up and then drinks it that way.
Ooh.
So, what brings you all to Pinkerton? We're in Pinkerton, right?
You're not exactly in Pinkerton. You're south of Pinkerton. You're basically, I mentioned it's Midway Manor, which is kind of like a midway point for travelers to kind of like stop, rest, and refuel. But you're close enough to Pinkerton to just be kind of, within, 4 hours of travel from there.
So we have all heard about the festival that's happening?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I would say, have you all heard about the festival?
I've heard of it, but I came to check it out. I'm not really. It's new for me.
I've never been either. I'm very excited.
I think you guys look over at Zippy, and Zippy's got like an entire turkey leg sticking out of her mouth. She's basically eaten it down to the bone. She's like, I've never heard of a festival. What festival? She's just like going to tell about the turkey. This is really good. Now you would catch that she doesn't know about the festival.
Oh.
And she's here for a different reason. She's like, hey, I'm traveling. I go where the wind takes me, and I'm not at all here because I electrocuted that mayor's pet dog.
Did he die?
Wait,
Well,
that was you?
oh, God. It's already made it here.
the
Keep
the
going.
surrounding towns have been talking about it for weeks.
Well, it doesn't help that there was the pig a few months back. I'm really good at my job, guys. I am. I need more turkey. She rips off
Were you-
another leg.
Were you juggling the dog?
No, the dog was in the allegedly. I'm not saying I did this, but the dog was in the audience, and sometimes my lightning gets a little out of control. But you know, it really wasn't my fault. She's just eating her turkey.
Question: what kind of a floor are we on? Is it like a wooden floor, stone?
It's a wooden floor. It's got a lot of hay kind of spread around to just kind of soak up the cold, so it's a little warmer. Keeps the heat in the room from the hearth.
Okay. Is there a basement beneath us, or are we?
There is no basement.
Okay.
You have a second story that they have rooms available. There's other rooms in different wings, and then there's a very large kitchen, this main hall, and then some tertiary areas that they don't really let people go into. It's just mainly storage and whatnot for running of the manor.
Okay. I would, at hearing that the lightning gets a little out of control, I would take my sword out and just really kind of circumspectly try to wedge it down between two floorboards to reach earth as a grounding rod, and then just just reassure Zippy and just take a pull of my mug.
Well, I'm on a cross-country wagon trip sampling all the finest wares of different towns' graveyards.
How many towns have you been to so far?
852.
That's
Like-
impressive.
Like gift shops at the graveyards, or
Yeah.
neat.
What kind of souvenirs do they sell at graveyards?
Things like this. And she pulls out a little figurine she's carved out of a bone, and it's a dog.
That looks
Oh,
just
it's the
like-
mayor's dog.
The mayor's dog.
Look, he's alive. Bark.
I was gonna say, I guess he didn't make it.
Did hold on, wait. Did you make the barking noise, or did the figurine actually bark?
Bark, bark.
This is great.
So when's the festival start?
Overhearing this, one of the patrons, well, it should be coming around tomorrow. They've already, I heard, started selling the scrolls. They never sell them early either. I don't know what's going on there.
Scrolls.
Yeah.
More.
Where you cast
They need-
magic from. It's, paper and a scroll.
Magic scrolls?
You've never heard of the Priory scrolls? Yeah. They let us use the color pink for one day a year.
Only one day?
I'm gonna pull my cloak tighter.
Well, yeah, I mean, they figure the way to keep us happy is to let us at least have some use of the color that they've told everybody not to.
What happens if you keep a scroll?
You don't want to know.
But that's why I'm asking the
Well,
question.
Yeah, I kind of want to know.
Well, let's see. I've heard flaying. I've heard drowning. I've heard burning, but they kind of burned into fireworks. That was kind of fun to watch that time. They've chained people up for the crows to eat. And there's a lot of them that just disappear. We don't know what happens to them.
They must have a massive graveyard.
I'm not sure there's bodies left over.
And like at that, you just see Zippy's eyes get like big as saucers, and she's like,
You
all of a sudden, she's kind of lost her appetite. You like falls to the plate.
you have heard of the Priory, right?
Oh, yes, of course. But for anyone that may be forgotten, why don't you remind us?
They're the rulers of the land. It's a dark circle of wisdom. They're a very nice circle of adept wizards with all power and benevolent.
Why?
They sound great.
Why pink though? They forbid you from wearing it, from painting your
What?
homes, dyeing your clothes.
Mostly doesn't affect us, but they've got some odd affinity for it. That's why many of the towns that they like have some of the names. In fact, a lot of the people in names, they use the word pink because they can't use the color.
That actually explains quite a bit.
They're very guarded about it for whatever reason.
Has anyone, I don't know, asked them why?
I'm sure.
I mean, and live to tell about it?
None that I know. I've never even met one. I just know they exist.
Is there any way to free the pink?
That's not something you want to do. It's not something I want to do, at least.
I
I'm gonna
like
go
pink.
over to my table where it's safer.
Hey,
You
wait.
folk enjoy, yeah, as he's taking a step and just kind of turning over his shoulder. Yes.
Just out of curiosity, are they hiring entertainers for this festival?
Oh, most assuredly. But they probably have to be part of the Priory.
Oh.
I'm sure
Okay.
if you were an entertainer, they would have invited you.
And at that point, like, Zippy's like getting all angry.
The gentleman just kind of walks over.
Like, sparks are coming off her hand.
Was that a vicious mockery?
Feel me sweetheart.
The table that he walks over and sits down at, he kind of like bends over, and you see the group of people, leaning in to kind of hear what he's saying. And they all cast eyes towards you. Aren't doing anything. They just
Zap him. I'm gonna zap him right here. I'm gonna zap him right in the butt.
Hold on. No, you don't need to zap them just yet. Just have another piece of chicken.
Okay. But I'm keeping this charged up. He give me one more look.
So I don't know about
I'm
you,
zapping
lot, but
it.
okay, we'll keep zapping in our back pocket. That's always on the table. It's always an option. But I think we
His back
can
pocket.
try a little diplomacy first. Yes. Anyway, if anyone is interested in the little skullduggery, we might find some entertainment here, and not just from Zippy herself.
Zippy's the best entertainer.
That's when if we want a show, we go to Zippy, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But if we want to entertain ourselves, certainly what I came for is a little to and fro, a little have at thee, whatever it is. I'm down for a good time.
Well, if we're not
That's perfectly
opposed,
fine.
maybe Zippy's invitation was lost, and that's why she didn't get it. So, if we just go there and show them we have Zippy, then we can find their graveyards and steal all their bones.
Yes.
That's obviously it. I don't know why I didn't think about it. Of course my invitation was lost. How could they, like, not invite the most magitastical juggler in the entire round? You're absolutely right. That's what we have to do. I'm in.
As you guys are talking, the door blows open with kind of a loud rush of wind, and you just kind of see the bluish streaks of some type of humanoid creature fly through. And it stops at your table. You notice a sprite, fairy wings, just kind of like hovering there. Zippy, is that you?
Yeah?
You would recognize this individual as somebody you've entertained before at one of the other towns. It's just a fairy creature, but
Oh, wait, I remember you. You were like, you were one of the guests 3 towns back. What are you doing here?
Well-
Oh no. It's the chicken? Did the chicken die?
well, yeah, we had to eat it, but that's not the point. That's not why I'm here. Look, I thought you were coming to the festival. Anyway, Aster, he's a good friend of mine. He had some run-ins, and he's in trouble. I came looking for help. I see you are. Are you? Can you do anything besides juggle?
Well, I mean, I have a few tricks up my sleeve.
Clearly, you didn't hear about the mayor's dog.
He's still alive.
Oh,
Or that pig.
oh no.
Probably still alive. But, you know, most things I don't kill.
Are these your friends?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so if I know her, what's her name? What's this little sprite's name?
His name's actually Evandro.
This.
Evandro.
And I just call him Evan. This is Evandro, but we call him Evan. So this is Art and Hahu and Drift. I just met these guys, but they're great. And they seem to like really know what they're talking about, and they always seem to be interested to like maybe have an adventure. They're friends. Yeah, friends. We could be friends.
This is great news. My deep friend Aster, he's come to some bad trouble, and it's nothing that I can do to help him. But I was hoping maybe you could come talk to him and see if there's anything we all can do.
Well, what kind of trouble's Aster in?
He's hurt.
Oh no.
He
Where?
up over at Pinkerton where he has a stall in his home. Last I
What
heard,
happened?
I heard he got beaten by some people, but I don't know more than that. As soon as I heard the news, I rushed over here, and I haven't been to visit him yet.
Well, if I'm the only person that can help, because I'm the only person you knew apparently, I guess I gotta
He
help.
looks around. At the moment, you are, but if you can't help, I'll go look. We need to go see
No.
him soon.
No, that's okay. Hey guys. Well, we wanted to go to this festival thing anyway, right? And we're heading to Pinkerton. Maybe we could all go together.
You have my paintbrush.
And you have my bone dog.
He's going to use minor illusion and make it bark.
It's working.
And just finishing up the one long pull from my mug. Oh, nope. And you have my
Wood.
everything. My and then pulling my sword out of the floor. And my sword.
Yay, then it's official. Evan, we're coming to help.
This is great news. As everybody kind of like begins to leave, you notice the attendant at the door begins looking through his books and hands each of you like a little bill for food, drinks, whatever.
Can we get this to go? Do you guys have to go bags?
Sorry, there's no to-go bags, but we do require payment before you leave the doors.
She's stuffing like chicken.
Ark will drop a gold piece.
He kind of bites it and puts it in his pocket. Very good. He writes in his book. He does this for each and everyone, unless anybody is going to refuse payment or do something else.
What is it? What is it that I owe?
Yeah, just for game purposes, say a gold.
Okay.
Just for drinks and food and shelter.
All right, fair. Yeah, so he'll do the same. He'll pull out a gold piece and plink it down.
Do you have a receipt?
Of course. The guild always keeps receipts, and he pulls up another bill, writes names, whatever, and hands each of you like a receipt for payment and dates, dues, and whatnot.
Oh, sorry. Could I get this itemized? For my
Which
records.
included.
Art
He begins
just
writing, but slowly you can kind of hear the pen.
Art takes his and rolls it up
importance.
into like a small scroll. You never pass up free parchment.
Smart.
And Drift gets his itemized bill in 5 pages.
There's a reason, though. There's a reason I need it.
Yes. I guess we'll look at Evan. Oh no, you're muted!
As soon as we start getting out of the tavern, he leads us all up north. We'll say this is mid-morning. You probably are going to arrive there about just shortly after noon. And off to the east from the southern entrance of Pinkerton, we're going to... Where is it? There we go. There we go. So let me know if anybody can see the scene, but up ahead and to the right is where Evan's going to lead you, which I don't have Evan's mock, so I'm just going to move the group.
Evan, slow down.
It's so fast.
I guess I can't move it. Anyway.
Like up here or
Second pathway on the right.
second pathway on the right?
And straight on till morn.
Up even further.
Sorry. Neighbor's kids at the door looking for my kids.
No worries. So Evan leads you towards this. You can hear the town kind of rustle and bustle up ahead, but he leads you down towards this path to the right. And his Astor home is this way. He begins leading you towards the door, and he flutters up, kind of about 6 foot height, and knocks loudly. Aster, it's Evan. Evandrio, do you remember me? I've heard some news, and you hear some scuffling, and low mumbling in the background inside the home. As that happens, the door opens, and a middle-aged woman opens the door. And over her shoulder behind her, you can see a bed with the man kind of slumped over, bruised, and you see blood kind of caked on his face, and stained on the blankets and sheets that are around him. Almost unrecognizable to Evan. He kind of gasps and immediately just flies over her shoulder and takes Aster's hand. And then he kind of looks over towards the woman. What has happened? And she, well, I guess I'm not going to invite you in. She just kind of shrugs and walks over to Aster's bedside where she has got a bowl of water and, rag, kind of wiping up the blood on his face and arms and hands.
Entertainers are invited anywhere. Zippy walks in.
Is he gonna be okay? Can we come in and check on him?
You kind of hear a muffled voice. I'm not dead yet.
Well, that's encouraging.
Yes, you are. Oh.
Oh no.
Did you just say pillow? Shh, shh, it's okay.
I'm feeling better already. It was just
But a flesh wound.
a misunderstanding, I'm sure.
What kind of misunderstanding does this to a person?
The Pinkerfells came. They took from me all the scrolls that were given to me to spread around the town for the celebration. He even took some invites. And whole entertainers planned to celebrate all wondrous pinks we'll see, but I'm tired.
That must have been my invitation.
Yeah, they stole it.
Not that I'm important here. No, I mean, I'm just saying that explains things.
I mean, did they just take them from you so that they could deliver them, personally?
Doubtful.
Well,
I was
what did they
given
look
permission to give them to the populace from the cloister. But when they came to me, they said I didn't have a right to use them. And so they took them after I bundled them up. And then they began to beat me. They let me live, though.
So as he's telling his story, like, if you guys look over, you can see Zippy starting to, like, some light blue crackling is starting to, like, skim down her skin, and again on the tips of her hair and stuff, and you can tell she's getting angry again. She's like, I hate a thief and I hate a bully. Where can I find these guys?
I'm gonna hand Zippy my sword and stab it into the floor. Make sure that her hand is still on the hilt.
I'm gonna take my sword and stab him. You'll never tell your secrets.
It's fine. I'll get it back in a minute. Sir, why did they revoke your permission to distribute these scrolls?
I don't know. I didn't even hear it from any of the cloister who gave me the privilege of
Because they're
passing out.
bullies. No, they're bullies and they're trying to stifle entertainment. That's why we have a responsibility to get these scrolls back. For Esther and for entertainers everywhere. And also the other people.
It might be true, but the Pinkerfells are given permission to do what they please. And I
You
had
just
no
tell me what
right to fight
direction
back.
Tinkerfuls live in.
Did he say that
No.
he had no right to fight back?
Yep.
No. Sir, you always have a right to stand up for yourself. Doesn't matter who stands in your way.
Right.
It's better to take a beating than die or be made example of. I will heal. My darling wife here, she'll bring me back. And once again, I'll be able to sell food and necessary items to a generous populace who depend on me. The village may be small, but we're good-hearted people.
Oh, yeah, I know. Zippy looks at Drift and she's like, oh, I really want to get these guys.
They will
All right.
leave. There's no need to cause trouble. And even Evan's just kind of like grasping a little stronger onto Aster's hand. It's like, there's nothing on this world that would make this right. You kind of see as he passes his hand over part of his arm, and you see a kind of light blue glow kind of travel up, and basically the beginnings of some healing works. I think, my friend, I'm so glad you came. Why have you brought your friends with you? And he goes, well, I didn't know what had happened to you, and obviously something bad. I needed people who could help out. Aster, the old man, goes, there's no need. Only trouble will become of it. Just let it pass. And Evan just kind of like looks at everybody up and down. I came as quick as I can. I bet you they're still here if you look. I must attend to Aster. I cannot leave him like this. Could I trust you to find out what's happened with his assaulters and bring back word?
It's okay, Evan. You stay here and take care of Aster. I think it's time we took a look around.
Thank you, everybody. Aster just kind of pats Evan's head. You've always been the sweetest one. And from that,
It was actually quite touching. I'm emotionally invested.
Friends,
So-
it's... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no. I was just thinking if they're close by, the trail might still be hot, warm.
Yes, you're probably right. Friends, I don't often go looking for strife or violence, but we may have a fight in our future. Can you handle yourselves?
Yeah.
I like the enthusiasm, Poppy.
Zippy's like already kind of marching ahead. She's like, handle myself. Oh, I'm gonna give them a what for? like arc. She's starting to like actually jump off of her now. She's looking around the ground looking for like little footprints or anything. She's trying to find a trail as she goes, but she's mumbling and kicking rocks. Gotta get these guys. Oh, stealing my invitation and beating up that guy.
So in this area, you don't see any necessary tracks of many men. The only trails you can find are probably from his wife and himself. If you were to look a little bit harder, you would see some blood splatter, but they seem to be from his feet and what would seem somebody carrying him into his home from further into the Pinkerton town, Pinkerton, whatever. Pinkelton. Yeah, Pinkelton. That's what I named it.
Drift would probably head into town and see if there were. I mean, I assume that there's probably people outside going about their business, doing their things, preparing.
Yep.
I would. I'd look for people that are not. They don't appear to be too busy, and ask if they saw what happened, what went down with the Pinkerfells and Aster.
As soon as you get towards the first part of the city, you do hear the bustle and, some voices louder in the northern part. But as you stop somebody walking by, they kind of nod. It's like, yes, I did hear about it. I wasn't there to witness it. Aster was over by his, his store, and the Pinkerfells went in, and the Pinkerfells left. And then from then, his wife brought him out, and he was bloodied and beaten. More than that, I don't know, but we all have guesses.
What direction is this store?
It's in the main drag to the north. If you want Grim, you can load up into the map.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I'm not often a player. I'm not used to moving.
Yes, this is one of the first times you actually get to be the player, isn't it?
Yep. Okay, I mean, it happens occasionally, but not often enough for me to remember to move my token.
As you come into the main drag, you start to hear some more yelling, and off towards the north, you see some smoke. And we're going to change scenes real quick. All right. Everybody go ahead and move your tokens over to where you were in the last one.
Oh, there's fire.
I feel like we're flying.
All right. And everybody, you see some smoke and fire up ahead against one of the buildings. And a lot of the people that were just kind of moving about are starting to run. You hear yelling go forth. Fire, grab the buckets, running instructions, before it spreads, etc.
Oh no, they're burning the place.
I have grease. That doesn't help.
Wait a second. I can do something, I think.
You can paint it so it can die pretty.
I was going to say put it out, but
Oh.
I could also do that. But I'll put it out first and then maybe paint it after. And he'll reach into just like a water pouch and splash a little bit of water from his fingertips and shoot it upward towards the main first building that's on fire. And you'll see him like swirl his magic brush, and the water will like magnify 10 times on itself as he casts Create Water to try and douse out the flames.
Drift will grab somebody nearby that's trying to help and ask if there's anyone still inside.
Not from the store, we don't think, but before the fire spreads, we need to get it out.
Is there a well? Like, where's people rushing for water?
You know, as you ask that, you know, one of the men, it's right up here. He is up towards the main square. There is a well that people are kind of getting to and getting buckets and barrels. It is past the smoke and fire, though.
Okay, so Zippy would like. I go up and I find an empty bucket and fill it up.
Okay, you will have to go past the fire, which is in the main drag, unless you go around it somehow. If you'd like to, you can. You just need to roll a dex save to kind of avoid the smoke and fire that's kind of billowing into that main thoroughfare.
Well, can I just run the same direction everybody else is and just sort of like go around these buildings?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I do that.
Okay. So if you go to the left of the thoroughfare, where most of the people are running, they kind of go towards, there's a big cathedral and graveyard, and they just circle around that way, and then there's a well that people are kind of manning over, and they're beginning to try to get that north edge of that building doused.
So somehow in the midst of all the chaos and everything, I yell back, "Hey, Poppy, a graveyard!"
Look, I see it. Can we go after it? Can we?
Stay focused.
Okay, all right. They're not going anywhere. Or are they?
Okay. Ark and Grim, going up that main thoroughfare, if you could just each roll a Dex saving throw, DC 13.
Sure. I'll take a dirty 20.
Ooh,
And Ark?
22.
All right. So easy enough. You avoid it, and you kind of circle into the main square where people are getting lined up, you know, by the well. They're doing, water lines and splashing on that north edge. And you're casting your water spell. How many cubic feet is that?
It creates 10 gallons of clean water within range in an open container, or you can make it fall 30 feet within a 30 feet point to extinguish most flames in the area.
All right. As you all are doing this, everybody go ahead and roll me just a regular D20 roll. And this is just going to dictate on how effective everybody is at helping.
Oh gosh.
Nope.
What did everybody get?
So Zippy got a 2. So the buckets are basically her size. And so somebody passes her a bucket.
Drift.
It's a 4 for Drift.
Okay, Poppy.
I can't
15.
like this.
And 12 for Arc.
Okay. Poppy, even through your distraction, you're able to grab a bucket and you begin to actually make some effect on one of the support beams on the corner. Everybody else, as much water as you get there, it just kind of seems to mist and evaporate. Go ahead and while everybody's doing this, roll 3 more times on the d20. I'm going to take the results and kind of see what happens.
12. 3. 13.
So 3 more times each.
Yep.
All them dice rolls.
4, 18, and 14.
Okay.
For 13 and 17.
Okay.
20, 15, and 11.
Awesome. Okay. I was looking for those last 2 successes. All right. So with everybody finally going, oh, that's not helping, you begin to notice the parts of the building that you can hit a little bit and cause the fire to diminish. And everybody begins to pile on the water along with the townsfolk helping. The fire isn't necessarily out, but it is contained enough where the building is just smoking and fire damaged, and the townsfolk begin to just kind of go inside and take out what they can to help keep that from setting ablaze and whatnot. And with that, we're going to take a short break. So thanks for joining, everybody. We will be back in about 10-15 minutes, and we will figure out who caused the fire
And what's in the graveyard?
and what's in the graveyard. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't been here since the beginning, our group has been requested by a friend to go visit somebody who's under harm's way. After finding out that he was beaten by some fellows, he decided to go investigate where part of the town was on fire. And through work and ingenuity, they've doused the fire and now stand among the smoldering ruins along with the townsfolk. And what is everybody doing?
Do they look distraught, or is this like another Tuesday for them?
Distraught, but they're still concerned. So there's people moving about. Some people have kind of filtered away and just disappeared, whether it's to go check their own homes or not be involved. But
If there's a close by townsman walking up, is there anyone that isn't accounted for, I guess is the best way to put it?
only Astor and his wife. But I did hear that they left earlier, unusually so. But you have to ask somebody else.
Oh, okay.
And up a little further north, Zippy is making the same sort of inquiries about, not necessarily was there anyone unaccounted for. She wants to know, did anybody see anything? Who started it? Where did they go? Where is my invitation to perform?
You do encounter a younger man, probably early teens. Like, well, I did. He kind of looks around to see if anybody. I saw the Pinkerfells leave. He kind of glances up towards the northeast, but immediately puts his eyes to the ground. That's all I know. And he kind of like withdraws and then scampers off as soon as he can.
Okay, thanks. And then she realizes that she might have just outed him, so she's like, oh, thanks. And she's gonna go look for the group to tell them what she just learned.
I'm going to change the scene real quick, so go ahead and move your characters back to where they are. So look where you are on the map. And then go ahead and move them over there.
During this time, Ark is like, he took out that receipt parchment and is getting some drippings from any of the water that's like cascading off of the building. And then he starts to use shape water, but in a watercolor fashion to paint the scene. And as a bit of a rebellious streak, when he paints the party members, they're all in pink. And then he'll like roll up the parchment and tuck it away. Propaganda!
So what is everybody doing?
Did anyone find anyone? Well,
Yeah, I did. I talked to a kid who saw who did it.
Who
aren't
was it?
they still here?
It was the Pinkerton folk again, the ones that beat up Astor.
Isn't
didn't
this his
say.
store?
But it looked like they went north. And yeah, I think this is his store. Maybe we should go inside. Maybe they left something behind.
Is there a way to get inside without drawing too much attention?
I'm sure there's a way.
The whole house falls down.
Drift wouldn't care about drawing attention. I'll kind of shoulder my way in and take a look around.
Just your local fire brigade checking out the aftermath of a fire. Nothing weird.
All right, I like it. Whatever sells the deception, that's fine. But I say that loud enough for anyone on the street.
Oh, God.
I mean, to be fair, there's other townsfolk coming in and out, and more people are concerned about the fire and whatnot. And so,
Yeah, because I think you did say that they were carrying some things out to try and preserve them, right? So
yep.
we'll just trickle along with the townsfolk.
Yep.
Here to help. That's us.
Okay.
All right, so the fire wasn't started inside; it was started outside.
Nobody asked yet.
Oh, okay. I guess. Well, that's what I'm looking for. I want to see.
Give me an investigation check.
All right, on it. Meh. 11.
It was started. You can tell it was accelerated, but you're not sure where the origination was from.
Okay, but there's still wares inside that are salvageable, and that's what people are carrying out.
Anything that was salvageable has, by now been carried out.
Okay.
At the moment, all you can tell is that a scuffle happened within here. Most of the furniture has been turned over and cracked, smashed. Windows, the fire wasn't long enough or big enough to crack most of them, but all the windows are smashed and broken. Glass is strewn about. Pottery has been cracked open. There's a large desk with different types of curios that seems mostly unharmed, but even that seems to have some smoke damage.
While this is happening, Ark is going to try and ritually cast Detect Magic. Just like in
Okay.
the space of the...
And
But it'll
Zippy's-
take me 10
Zippy's at the desk, like, she knows that they took the papers with her, or at least that's what she was told, but she's like, I wonder if my invitation's still here. She starts, like, trying to open drawers and...
Zippy, go ahead and roll me a charisma save.
Solid.
That's honestly probably the best roll I've ever done. That's FYI, like, I'm just gonna sit here and be like, yeah.
What was the result, since I'm not looking at the rolls?
26.
Oh, wow.
That's a nat 20, by the way.
Nat
Oh,
20.
wow. Okay. So you're going through it, and you can't see anything evidently, magical per se. About this time, Arc, your detect magic would kind of flow out. Most of what is within the building doesn't seem to have magic emanate from it any longer. The desk does kind of have a weird glow. I would say detect, you kind of tell it's mainly necromancy field. The items that are strewn out in the courtyard in front of the building would have more abjuration an illusion field from them, but the scrolls and different doodads that they have kind of in front of the building that they saved were magical too, minor magic.
He'll kind of describe the items outside first, classifying like schools mostly, but nothing standing out too much before looking over where Zippy's at and be like, and there's some type of necromancy coming off of that desk table, or in the vicinity of it at least.
What? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do you see any
no, that's
bones?
Bones.
Oh no.
So to kind of
Those are
describe the
business
table, it's basically a philosopher desk, so kind of triangular, with a large kind of cabinetry on the behind that has shelves instead of like drawers or cabinets that are enclosed. It's all open. There'd be various like types of curios and different oddities kind of set on the shelves. In the center of that, up near the top, is a bone inlay face with kind of like a menacing feature, but nothing untoward.
Okay, so Zippy's outside and she's like yelling in. And she's she's like, "Hark, was it this one? Or this one? Or this one?" She's looking for the illusion magic of them.
Oh, he'll point it out. That one there.
Okay.
What am I pointing at?
Yes. What is he pointing at?
You are pointing at a scroll.
All right. Bends down, picks it up. Pops the top off. Unrolls it.
It's
I read
an
it?
arcane. Yeah, it's an arcane scroll. Can you read magic?
I mean, she's a sorcerer. So
I'll allow an Arcana check to kind of get a feel for it, but without read magic, it's not going to be true per se.
I got a 10.
It's some type of illusion magic, but you can't narrow it down. You'd have to spend some time either identifying it or have read magic to kind of get a true feel for what it's about.
Okay. Well, she's like, well, I can't read it, but maybe it'll come in handy later. She like stuffs it in her bag.
So north, you said, or we should head north to try.
Yeah, that's what the kid said. Well, he didn't say they went north. He kind of hinted that they went north. You know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I think you'll find that most of the residents here are frightened, scared of any repercussions of going against the Pinkerfells. Is it Pinkerfells or Pinkertons?
Pinkerfell, so you had it right.
Okay.
Pinkertons.
Because I mean, I'm picking up the allegory.
Gosh, I wonder where it came up with this.
I know, right? It's such a veiled mystery.
And so Zippy's like, I think it's time to take those pinker smells down.
Yeah.
Ark will look at another townsperson and kind of like walk up to him. If somebody were, out of town from here, how would you describe the Pinkerfells to them?
I wouldn't, and you shouldn't.
I
And
mean,
he exits. He leaves.
okay, I think I have a clear distinction of what they look like because they won't immediately run away from us. So, we'll look for someone bold. Maybe they wear pink.
I wear pink.
Oh, are you a Pinkerfell?
I don't think so.
That's what I would say if I was a Pinkerfell. No, or would I?
No, I think you'd wear your colors proudly.
Can you
Oh, I'm not,
pretend to
I'm
be?
not proud. I'm not proud. They're hidden.
Can you like turn it inside out?
I could. Should we do that?
He'll look over at Drift. Can we protect her if she isn't?
Hey, Poppy, can you roll me a stealth roll real quick?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. That's a 4.
Wah, wah, wah.
Does it look like someone's looking at us?
You do notice a townsfolk who is attending the fire kind of is looking at you, and eyes go wide, and they scream, the pink, and he just runs off, and people hear it, and they kind of look around. They notice the newcomers where he was looking, and they just scatter. All of a sudden, like, everything gets eerily quiet after the footsteps.
We were done here anyway, right? We're moving on.
Yeah, it's not like they were very helpful anyway.
Right. To the north.
To the north.
Bye, graveyard. I'll come back for you.
As you guys are moving north past the town square, you can hear some stirring over by the corral, where basically all the horses are stabled. After all the townspeople left, there was no sound at all. But now where you're at, you can hear from the corral to basically the east from where you're at. There's some trouncing, muffled voices, nothing you can really hear, but not kind of hiding like they were before.
Everybody stop. Do you hear that?
Anybody with a passive perception of 12 or more would kind of hear it.
Yeah.
There's voices. We should go check it out.
Like in your head?
Yes, but we don't talk about those.
Oh.
Should we sneak up to them? Maybe they might get spooked.
I can try. I'm very sneaky.
I'm okay at it.
Hold up. Let me creep up a little and I'll return with what I find. So Drift will kind of hunker down and then skulk off the road toward the voices.
So what you come up on is a kind of horse corral area. There's individuals kind of lazily just mulling around. from each of those, you notice they're either wearing some type of pink livery or have scarves. Almost all of them tend to have like bright pink goggles. Not necessarily worn, but you know they're or not on like in over their eyes, but on top of their heads.
Okay. Can I overhear? How close can I get to overhear if they're or to pick up words? Because obviously the voices drew us over, so I'd like to listen in on what some of them are saying.
To get close enough without any type of rolls, you can't really make out what they're saying, but from their distances and kind of how they're acting, you don't think there's any important discussions that you can pick off.
Okay. I mean, I'm okay to make a roll, but if I don't think that they're doing anything, like if I'm not going to learn anything, then I
Yeah.
wouldn't push forward.
Okay, that's up to you.
How many do I see
That's a
from
good
my
question.
vantage? So without getting any closer,
Mm,
I may, if that. All right, so I guess I'll ask if I can make an insight check to determine if what I can see from here is good enough to bring back, and if not, I'll push forward and see if I can get an accurate count.
yeah, you think you can notice probably about five or so people there. And
Okay.
they're nobody's next to each other. They're all just kind of mulling around. Kind of seems like they're waiting. You just don't know what they're waiting for.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll sneak back to the group, and I'll relay that. You guys hear Drift as he comes back out through the bushes. I count 5, and as we predicted, all in garish pink livery. They see Mancy, as if they're waiting for someone or something to happen. Not sure, but 5 is all I saw, but there could be more inside.
Did you see the scrolls?
No, I don't believe so. They're not just walking around saying like, "Ha, look what we took off that old bastard." They're just kind of mulling about doing their business.
Criminals these days, they don't even flaunt things.
Nope, not like a proper flaunting criminal should.
It's a shame. It really is.
Drift takes he resembles that remark a little bit, but he's not. He's gonna let it go.
Oh, you're a flaunter.
What would you all like to do?
Do you think if I turned my cloak inside out, they would accept me as one of their own?
From your judgment, Drift, just by knowing how her cloak is and the livery that they wore and the way that they wore it, you would think no. At least from the individuals that you saw.
Poppy, unfortunately, probably not.
Drats.
Ruffians, brutes, and bullies as they are, they're fairly well organized and well put together. I think you might have a little bit too much of an artistic flair and style in your presentation. I don't think you would pass well for one of them.
I knew I just wasn't quite like other girls.
So Zippy's like, Zippy would turn to Drift and be like, describe them in detail. And so, without having to go through that again, he describes them in detail. And so, she's going to cast disguise self. And try and take on like the closest she can get to what he saw. Did they look like this? And she's got the goggles, but they're not quite right, and the same outfit on, but she's too short maybe. And
No, there was a short one. There was a tall one. I think height and build wise, you might be a little slight, but I think this is passable.
I think I can help with this as well, but only for like a minute, so we might need to get closer. If we come up with a plan, I can cast Sanctuary. At least they won't see her as a target, at least not right off the bat.
We would need a reason for her to approach, though. They're waiting for something, and it's certainly not her.
You still have that scroll, right?
This scroll?
Yeah, that one.
Still got it.
I don't know what the invitation scrolls look like. But I guess if it just looks like a scroll from far away, then they won't know unless they get close enough.
I may have an idea. Ark, Poppy, do either of you have any of that pink paint left?
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Hit me. And I'll point to the lines of my tattoos, my blue ones, and say, just follow these.
But you said hit you. And I've got it covered on my palm already.
All right, that'll do.
Okay. Just gonna give it a little jump and slap it on there.
All right, so now I have a pink handprint across my face. Zippy, take me in. You found a criminal with a stolen scroll, celebrating without permission.
Oh.
I refused to give you any information, so you brought me back to headquarters.
Good idea.
Ark, Poppy, stay close, but stay out of sight. Be ready.
Man, I hope they're good actors.
Yes, we'll find out.
I may need one of you to hit me again. Make it count. And I kind of point to the other side where the handprint isn't, because I think I need to be bloodied a bit.
Actually, okay. He's gonna second level cast spiritual weapon, and his quarterstaff is gonna glow with the outward force sheen, and the paintbrush is just gonna be like illuminated with spiritual energy. He's just gonna whap him.
Wait, just punch me.
So if you've ever been hit by a very wet towel,
Yeah.
basically what it feels like.
Yep.
So yeah. he'll just-
I'd say if roll your damage. I'll take that. I'll take the hit.
Oh no.
It's gotta look real. It's gotta look real.
Okay. 8 force damage.
All right. I think is that a bloodied enough lip, fat lip, swollen cheek.
Yeah, your face is swollen. In fact,
right.
It's almost pink itself.
All right. How do I apply damage in Foundry?
Okay, so it's not going to matter there, but we're going to pop over
Oh.
to the next scene anyway.
And if you right click on your character, you'll see your hit points at the bottom. And if you just highlight it and subtract how much you took, it'll auto deduct.
Oh no, that just set me to
God!
That's not good. There we go.
I didn't mean to hit him that hard. But
Go
when we
ahead
get close
and-
enough, maybe a minute away, I'll cast Sanctuary on Zippy.
Okay. Go ahead and get your forms up right before the entrance of that. I'm going to go refill my tea real quick, and then we are going to start the interaction as soon as I find out.
I haven't done the math for this yet, but I'm wondering, do our tokens drag 30 feet over a 6-second period? Like, is that distance
Like, actually
accurate? The way
timed
that,
in.
yeah,
I don't. Never thought about that.
I'm gonna find out. All right, so it's 30 feet from here to here. And now I don't know how to turn off the toggle.
So you have the ruler selected. Click the
Yeah.
square icon, and then you should be able to highlight and move.
No, it's about twice that.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, it's about 3 seconds to go 30 feet. It would just be a fun detail if it was actually
Yeah.
6 seconds. But I'd imagine no one would get it, and they'd
Yeah,
probably
people
be
are so
furious.
impatient.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Why is it moving so slow?
That's it. I'm not using this anymore.
Yeah, just throw it out.
All right. So as we enter the scene, Zippy and Drift move up towards the corral as Ark and Poppy take refuge behind a tree. Zippy's, leading. Are you leading Drift ahead of you, behind you? How are you approaching?
So she's kind of walking him up in front of her as they come up to the corral, and then as they get closer, she's like, "Follow me," and she sort of starts shoving him. Move along.
Got my hands behind my back, just doing what I can to kind of sell the performance.
Right. I want both Loot and Grim, if you can roll deception rolls, please.
Deception. Oof. I got an 11.
I know what you asked for my role, but can I apply that as a help action and try to sell her performance?
Yes, I will allow it.
Yes.
All right, so Loot, you've got advantage.
Yep. Go ahead and roll it one more time. Roll
Okay.
better.
Roll better.
Right? This is supposed to,
You
no,
got
this is supposed
this.
to be like, this is. Afterwards, we'll talk about the loot story on rolls.
You didn't say how much better.
14.
All right.
Okay, good. So as you approach, you push and drag Drift's chained, shackled form. The other men kind of begin to, as soon as they see you approach, they pull up, and then they question. They see the pink livery, they see the individual in shackles, and you there, what's going on here?
Once again, I was left behind to finish cleaning up the mess, and I found this guy flaunting pink and holding a forbidden magic scroll.
I had my writ. I was allowed to celebrate in earnest today.
Silence, you. And she kind of shoves him again.
I take a little tumble.
As you do that, one of the gentlemen kind of looks back, towards more of the stables. And why can't I move these guys?
It says game pause on the bottom.
Oh yeah, you got to.
I paused. Even before it wasn't doing it. I can't move my guys.
Do you have the person icon on the left and then the square icon on the right selected?
Yes. And I am owners.
I'm trying to think. Maybe we'll let you delete it and drag it back on.
I think the game just doesn't want us to fight them. I'm just saying.
It's a win by forfeit.
Yeah.
Oh well, theater of the mind it is. Anyway,
Fair.
so one of them over. If you're looking at the map, it's the gentleman has trees. He's kind of in a bow and leathers. He kind of whistles back over his shoulder, and you'll see another two gentlemen. So there's a total of 7 people now that are in view of you, Loot, and Grim.
So-
I
I'd
kind of-
You said 5.
I whisper over my shoulder like, I only saw the 5. Do you have your magic, aren't you? Do you have any way to send that back?
Well,
Just magic a message. I don't know if it works that way.
doesn't really work that way.
Shite.
Do we see them kind of like from the tree side bushes, just like mumbling between each other?
Yes.
Okay.
So if she knows they're in range, like they're watching and stuff, like Zippy just puts her hands behind her back for a second, like she's scratching something, and she like holds up the 7. Okay.
At the same, I'll take a little bit of that as soon as she lets go of my false bonds behind me. I'll spin around and say like, look, I know I told you. Is it the timing? I know I told you it was 5 days I received my writ, but it might have been 7.
Poppy and Stacks roll perception. See if you can see the signal.
4. Poppy goes, "Hey, Ark,
Yeah.
is this an oak tree? Is this oak wood?"
Can you roll with disadvantage? Right?
Oh no! It can't get any worse.
Distracted.
Okay, I mean, 12.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not a very good tree scientist.
As you're exploring Drift, you notice the 2 gentlemen that the other whistled towards begin to move forward. It's a gentleman, leather wide brim hat, kind of leather duster, all pink. And there's another gentleman, full plate armor with like pink livery on and cloak, scarf, moving forward. And they're all kind of cocking their heads at you. You're there. We don't recognize you. And they all kind of start reaching towards their weapons slowly. And as they do that, you notice the rest of the group kind of takes cue from that, and they all begin to reach towards their weapons. Nobody's pulled yet, but they're all kind of seating, and they're beginning to look at you and prepare themselves towards Zippy and Drift's characters.
Of course you don't recognize me. I was just hired to help for the festival. You guys needed extra hands. You guys didn't hear about that? They hired a bunch of us. We just got here.
Roll a deception, Loot.
Redeem yourself.
At disadvantage.
I ain't afraid of no rules. I'm just gotta find it. Hold on a second.
Ah!
10.
The gentleman in the wide brim hat. Imposters! And everybody draws. And everybody roll initiative.
Oh!
All right.
Tech toast some people anyway.
Well, it was
I
worth
was
a
getting
shot.
tired of this anyway.
Dax and Poppy, go ahead and roll initiative, but you are not in combat as of now. Nobody's noticed you.
I mean, it could be an oak tree. But if we knock it over, it definitely could be driftwood. Oh no, Poppy, you're muted.
Doesn't driftwood have to drift?
I guess it depends.
The real question is, does it all taste the same?
I know I can't hear them, but drift. If I were any closer, drift would yell over my shoulder. It doesn't. Get your head in the game. Oh, that was a 12 for drift.
Okay, Poppy,
18.
Loot,
14.
Snacks.
15.
Ooh. Okay, so at this, you notice the. Oh, I only have 2 archers. Good for you. There are 2 archers. The gentlemen kind of have trees in the background of their tokens. So the upper left, those 2 have knocked arrows, and they are launching them at. They would be trying to hit you, Drift.
All right, bring it on.
Okay. I'm assuming the first one's going to hit. There we go.
AC of 15.
Okay, yeah, that definitely hits.
Okay.
Second one though, I have to figure out if it. Here we go. 16. So yes, both of them do hit you. So 2 arrows. One does 3 piercing, another does 5 piercing.
Okay. Can I use an uncanny dodge to knock the 5 down to half? It's my reaction. Anytime I'm hit with an attack, I can use my reaction to halve an attack's damage.
Okay.
Okay.
Dex was giving me instructions, but I don't see what he's telling me.
Oh, I was saying try and click the measurement controls and then clicking the token controls again and going to, which one is this called? The like select tokens? Yeah, select tokens.
There we go.
Ah, there we go. Sometimes it like locks out depending on which screen, which one of the things you push.
All right. So that would be their turn. Poppy, it is your turn. You notice the archers, for whatever reason, you're not quite sure as you're having your argument, or shooting arrows at Drift.
Why would they be doing that? Okay. We're so far away.
I know.
Hey, Ark. Hey. We're gonna have to figure this out later. I think our friends are in trouble.
Oh yeah, of course.
All right. Okay. Cool. Let's get exactly 60 feet closer.
By the way, do you double the measurement? For whatever reason, the map is out of scale on this one.
Yes, we run super fast today.
So double every measurement, and that'll get you kind of. So you have a movement of 30 feet, 60 feet will be your movement.
We're so fast.
Maybe now it goes. Does it go 6 seconds if we go twice as fast?
It sure does.
I'm gonna hang out by this haystack over here. Is that gonna go for damage too? Double distance?
Yeah, if you have a attack spell or attack, type of weapon, the distance on that, whatever measurement you're using that gives you the measurement, just double that, and that'll tell you.
Okay, cool. I am going to poison spray this guy up here.
Okay.
That's a non-nat 20 to hit.
That hits.
Um, 14.
Damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. You doing anything else?
Nope, we're in it. Let's go.
All right. Next, you're going to notice the gentleman with all the armor is moving hastily towards you, Drift and Zippy. And he will make it. Okay.
So what is the reaction thing? So
You can do
if
it
I
at
have a
any time.
reaction spell. Okay, so if I see him running at me and I freak out and I cast shield.
You can do that, or you can even do it if you are attacked and need it.
Okay.
Yeah, save.
and
I'd say save it.
Yeah.
Yeah, save it for when you're attacked, because I think shield only lasts a round.
One
A
round,
round,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and he's got the golden words of a name emblazoned across his chest named Peter. So that's how you'll know his name from now on.
Peter?
Yep.
Piper.
Peter Pumpkin Eater.
He's going to swing at you, Zippy, and swing at you, Drift. And is
Shield up.
okay. Does a 25 hit?
Oof.
I was going to say which one, but the answer is probably yes either way. Oh, no, with the
Okay.
shield, maybe not.
Yeah.
Shielded. I don't know. Let's see.
You get a plus 5 to your AC.
Yep.
I think it's still gonna hit. So 25. I mean, let's see. You get a 5 to my AC. And my AC is. I have no idea. Where is it? Oh, 11. So that's only 16.
I would save the shield.
Save it.
And then does a 16 hit you, Drift?
Yes.
Okay. So both of you, he swings up a large claymore and he strikes down at Zippy, going really low, and then swings up towards Drift in the same swing. And he does 12 points of slashing damage to each of you.
I'm going to have that with my uncanny dodge.
Yep.
As he, with that upswing, thought he had a pretty good line of attack, but I end up just sidestepping and he clips my side.
Right.
Oh, I can't figure this thing out. All right, whatever.
That will end his current turn. And you notice the other gentlemen with the swords are moving up. This one's going to stay behind. This one's going to start moving up, though. And Stax, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna move up. Let's measure. There. And do any of them look more damaged than the other? Aside from this person up here?
No one's taken damage except for that one.
Okay. At first level, he's going to aim his paintbrush at that guy that Poppy attacked earlier. Well, someone's got to be an example, and he's going to cast Magic Missile, and 3 beams are going to shoot directly at him, which totals in 12 points of force damage.
Okay. He staggers greatly, but You bring him down to a knee, but he stands back up and he begins to knock another arrow. You doing anything else for your turn?
Not currently.
Okay. Zippy, it is your turn.
Okay, so I have a question. If I
Mm-hmm.
don't move, but I do something, does that count as an action? Like if I take drift and kind of like pull him behind me real quick, is that an action or is that just part of the narrative?
It's. I'm planning the same move on my turn.
Just like...
So, technically, it's an action.
Okay. Is there friendly fire in this game?
Yes, but generally will not encounter it.
It's called
That's
Fireball,
absurd.
and it's not that friendly.
Yep, unless someone's got a fireball.
Okay, well, so Zippy's been hit. She's like, no, like, I can't believe you hit me. Like, she is angry and she's hurting. And if, oh, hold on. Okay, sorry, dog. Okay, so she's hurt, she's angry, and if Drift looks over, you can see that she's starting to like supercharge. She doesn't have a lot of control, so she's like just building up, building up, building up, building up, and she is going to hit them with a lightning bolt. 100-foot long, 5-foot wide line blasts out from you in a direction you choose. So, I choose for it to go that way.
That way you can hit 4 people.
Yes, I want to do that.
Okay. What is the save DC?
Okay, so they have to. Each creature in the line makes a dexterity saving throw, taking 8d6 lightning damage. Dexterity saving throw.
Her save DC is a 14.
Okay.
Luke, does it say anything about metal objects in the lightning bolt spell description? I get more specific, like metal armor.
It does not describe that.
Okay.
Though I think that's a very good point. That
Yeah.
would be up to our illustrious game master. And she's just like, fry!
Fry.
Go ahead and roll me damage.
Oh, okay. So, I just rolling an 8d6.
Yes.
$21.
21. Okay.
Oh, I was going to say, that's incredibly disappointing. 2 1s in there.
As you build up the energy, you see the lightning crackle around your hands, and you thrust it forth. As it scorches through Peter, another swordsman that was kind of behind the barrel, the archer, and the gentleman in the wide brim hat. None of them die. However, the gentleman in the wide brim hat screams so loudly it pierces your ears, and he falls to a knee on the ground and is extremely hurt. The Peter in front of you is smoking and singed and is staggered. The gentleman with the sword near the barrel seems to have been able to avoid the majority of the blast, but is still damaged. They're very unhappy now. Anything else for your turn?
Oh, no.
Drift, it is your turn.
Okay. All right. So, I was going to ask if I could use some fancy footwork and kind of grab Zippy by the collar and spin up, kind of pirouette the two of us so that she is now behind me. Sacrificing my movement speed for it, if I can maintain an action.
If you'd like to do that, yes. I will allow it.
I will like to do that.
Okay. Does it specify a roll?
No, it's me just trying to think creatively. There's no mechanic for it.
Go ahead and roll acrobatics.
Okay.
As long as you're volunteering to go with it, Zippy.
Yeah.
Really, mechanically speaking, I just need Zippy outside of Peter's melee range. So for a 17?
Oh yeah, yeah. You
Okay.
successfully grab her hand and kind of like spin her around as you kind of like move in between, and she's now. Go ahead and move your tokens. Drift, you'll actually be in her spot, and then Zippy will be somewhere behind you within that area.
Yep, that's perfect. So yeah, with all of that roguish flair, I'd spin the two of us around, and then as I'm spinning back around and on that backswing, I attack Peter with my sword.
Go for it.
For a 15.
15 does not hit.
Can I spend a luck point?
Yes, you can.
All right.
He is an 18 armor class.
Okay. So I've got a... Yeah, all right. So I've got a +7 to that, so I have to roll an 11 on another d20. Won't do it.
Okay. So in your roguish flair, with all the actions, you're just shy of making, purchase behind his armor. You're able to hit him, but not really get a nick into a vulnerable area. And
That'll be it for me.
I gotta hope Screaming Guy's got a healing potion. He does not. He's going to use his turn to fire blasts from his fingers while he's still kneeling on the ground. And I assume miss you, Zippy, with a... Where was it? $13.
Yes, miss.
Okay. After he does that, he stands up and then kind of he's moving away through the fence areas, trying to block view from him.
Or line up better.
50 citizens, you can try to
Shut up, you. All right. Next turn. We're gonna round robin this. So, Poppy, you are now going to be first in order.
Are you ready for me? I didn't know if you were reading off the rest of the order. Peter is pretty beat up, right? He's looking bad.
Yeah, he's beat up, but he's still physically able.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Hold Person on Peter. He'll need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Does an 18 meet it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I will look sad.
Anything else for your turn?
Other than being a sad.
That's why I never cast Hold Person anymore, because I've lived long enough where I'm always sad.
Crying is always a free action.
Oh, and it is now Peter's turn. Looking around real quick, he's actually going to, instead of swinging at you, Drift, take his hand and purchase it on his chest and utter a few words. You see kind of a pinkish glow filter around his hand, and this mist kind of seeping through his armor. He's going to lay on hands for 25 points. He kind of stands up, breathes in, and just kind of readies himself. But that will end his turn. And this guy's gonna move over here.
Not the haystack.
This guy's gonna move over here.
Haystack says, "Don't mind this haystack. There's nothing here. Move along, civilian." Oh no, there's so many.
Aw, man.
So the one that runs up to you, Zippy, does try to strike you with a sword. Does a 16 hit?
Yes.
Okay. 4 slashing damage. And
Have to use that shield.
oh, if you want to use it, you can.
Yeah, shield.
Okay. So no damage.
Yay.
Excuse me. And Ark, it is your turn.
Arc is going to arc around. I think I say this. maybe there, like here. And you'll see him unorthodox way, sort of holding his shield in like palette formation. And it has just like a mess of colors on it. But he has his quarterstaff in hand, with like the brush tip on the end. And once he gets in place, he's just gonna whip it up to like smack the guy from the chin up to attack.
Okay.
Oh no! That's a 9. I rolled a 2.
That does not hit.
Yep. That tracks. Okay, that didn't work as planned. And he'll, in the same motion, kind of come back down and like whip it on the color palette, and then throw out a mess of paint, and this spectral paintbrush will appear as he casts spiritual weapon to attack the guy from behind.
Okay.
I rolled a 3. What is happening? At least I look cool. That's a 10 to hit. I don't think that's gonna hit.
That does not hit.
Cool. Nice. I hate it here. Crying, free action. That's the end of my turn.
Alright. Zippy, it is your turn.
Okay, so Zippy threw out her shield and sort of ducked, and while she's down there, she like slams her hand on the metal encased boot of this guy that tried to hit her, and she's gonna try and cast Shocking Grasp.
Go for it.
Do you get advantage on metal targets?
I think you need to hit it first.
Well, I mean, if you use it on a person that's wearing metal, you get advantage.
Doesn't look like it.
Dang it.
You do have an advantage on the attack roll.
Oh.
Oh. Well, I got a 12 before the thing, so before advantage. So
Okay. A 12 without modifiers or with?
that's with.
Okay. That does not hit, but go ahead and roll again and see if you can hit with advantage.
$14.
Total?
Yeah.
Okay. That hits.
We got one, guys.
So that'd be a 2d8.
I don't even know why we're here.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer.
Now go back to town and get drunk. What's up to have need?
What would you roll for damage?
6.
6. Okay. All right. Drift. It is your turn.
All right. Peter's still standing right in front of me, right?
Yes.
Peter.
All right. Assessing the threat and still kind of like, reeling from that clip on the side. I'm going to kind of wag my finger at him and say, like, you, sir, we will deal with in a bit. And I'm just going to, one finger, just tap his breastplate and hit him with levitate. There's no save. He's just going to go 20 feet in the air and stay there.
I think I remember reading something about that, and I thought about this very thing.
Okay.
Not for this adventure, but it is.
Chat's what's keeping me through the round.
Also, it's us. We're chat.
I'm dying, unlike the enemy.
We're just gonna go with it. So, what happens?
He just drifts 20 feet up into the air, and he stays there.
See what you did there.
Yep.
So it's not like the wood.
No, she gets it. I hear this disembodied voice from the haystack. All right, hold up, because I believe that's essentially all that's really all I've got right now. I mean, I think I've got my movement back, but there's nobody near me. Levitate was my action, and yeah, no, that's it. I'm actually just gonna kind of hunker down next to Zippy, and try to keep more of my blood in.
Stop that man!
Get away!
If he has anything creative to do, would he do it?
Ooh, Zippy's weaponizing imagination.
And it's just gonna do the warlock thing. So one more time. Except this time is gonna be at arc. Does a 15 hit?
But I'm just a painter. No, it doesn't. Shield. Not actual shield, the spell. Shield might.
Well, he curses again as he's kind of stinging and leaving char marks on the ground. But then the archers go.
Oh no. The haystack's like, hey, hey.
Both of them are going to try to hit you, Arc. Does a 17 hit?
17 does.
Okay, so 2 arrows. One of them finds purchase. One from this guy over here. For 1 point of piercing damage.
Okay.
And that ends the round. Round robin. Next person in line will be Peter. So Peter can't do anything.
I see floating.
Don't taunt him. Never taunt the DM.
Oh, trust me, I went easy on you. There's something that I could have done with Percy, but it just would have dragged the combat out. I didn't want to do that. It's like we're already creeping up on time. So
I think I hear someone has counterspell.
Did not have anything he can do because I didn't plan him out right. So he's gonna sit there screaming, yelling, "If you surrender now, we will be lenient on you."
Can I call
You
back?
can surrender.
Can I call back to our casters and yell, "Does anybody have silence?"
Speaking is a free action.
No, but I can deafen all of us.
That will end his turn. So let's see, Peter. It is the Bruiser's turn. Zippy, the one next to you, swings at you again and hits. For 8 damage slashing.
Zippy's looking a little rough.
Ark, the one next to you, swings at you, but his blade gets caught in your spiritual weapons brush. So as he goes to swing, his hand slipped, and his weapon is out of his grasp at the moment as it clatters to the ground. And you giggle or somehow make yourself known to the one near you, Poppy. So as he was about ready to move, you catch his attention. He moves back towards you, and he begins to poke around the haystack. Evident that you're there now, but that will be their turns. It is Ark. It is your turn.
Okay. I'm going to move out of reach of. Well, no, I'm just going to move out of their reach and go over to Zippy and
Does a 17 hit?
yes.
He does 4 bludgeoning damage as he knocks you, as you're walking away, knocks you upside the head and begins to retrieve his weapon from the ground.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds at the 3rd level, which is 38. So big numbers, please. Oh wait, that's not a D8. This one is. 20 points of healing. Return back into Zippy. And as he's reaching for his weapon, my spiritual weapon is going to do the same attempt and try and hit him in the chin.
Go ahead and roll.
Okay, this one's better. 18
To hit?
to hit.
Hits.
And then spiritual weapon is a D8. Dang it! 5 points of force damage.
Okay.
Action, movement, bonus action. Think that's all I can do for right now.
All right. Zippy, it is your turn.
Can I use lightning bolt again?
You can.
Okay. So I'm just gonna ask some questions here.
Okay.
I have meta magic quicken spell.
Okay.
It says it costs 2 sorcery points, and I don't know if I have 2 sorcery points.
You should.
You
if you're a
should.
sorcerer.
Yep, at level 5 you will.
Okay, so can I spend those, use the lightning bolt, and then get another action because it's considered a quick action or something?
Yeah, it'll be a bonus action. You can get another action,
Bonus
but you
action.
can't cast another leveled spell.
But I could do a cantrip, right?
Yes, I will allow a cantrip.
Okay. So I want to cast lightning bolt again.
Okay. How are you casting lightning bolt?
Hmm?
How are you casting lightning bolt here?
Oh, forward. In a
which it'll be aligned.
Okay, so like this 3, like right here. Can we? They're lined up.
You'll have to move, but then you can.
Hmm.
You'd have to
Okay.
move here. Well, I mean, technically you can stay there and try to hit them all, but you'd hit drift.
Okay, so if Misty Step is a bonus action, but I use my 2 points, does that mean I get the bonus action, the action, and then the other spell as a new bonus action?
No.
If you stay in the range of your opponent and just move to align yourself, you won't take a opportunity attack.
Yeah.
But I spend
Also-
an action though, right?
No,
Your
not to
movement's
move.
separate.
Oh, okay. So where would I
But
go?
also remember, you're not going to hit Peter.
Oh yeah, he's
Really
up.
want Peter.
Yep. He only looks
Well,
like he's
okay.
in a line.
So where am I stepping?
There.
Here? Okay, so I go there. And it's 100 feet.
Yeah, I'll let you hit those 3. So the 2 bruisers and Percy out in the midfield.
Yes, I
Who
would
got
love to do
hit
that.
by the last one. And it's trying to move out of the way so he didn't get hit by the next one.
I would like to do that.
It was, what was the DC?
Okay, hold on. My DC was 14, but I think I get
14.
Oh gosh. What do I want? I think I get a 5-foot line. Where did I see that DC bonus? Sorry.
Your spell save DC?
My innate sorcery
Oh.
is I get to add a DC by 1 for any sorcery spells. And I have advantage on the attack rolls of sorcerer spells I cast. You can use this feature twice.
Okay. So that would make it 15.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay, hold on. $18.
Okay, that actually clears out all 3 of them.
That's what you get.
Damn.
I'm just going to toggle their visibility just so nobody gets confused, but they're still there on the field. We need to.
Okay, so she still has her bonus action, right? For a cantrip?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, she is going to cast. Okay, question. It's 120-foot range. Doesn't say I can't hit things that are flying. Can I try and hit Peter with a firebolt?
Oh, yeah.
Firebolt. $22.
That hits. And how much damage?
Hold on, I gotta go back and read my spell again. Sorry. Oh, right. Alright, hold on. Okay, the damage increases when you reach level 5, so it increases by 1d10 when you reach level 5.
So 2d10?
Yes, it's a 2d10. Okay. $12.
You've been rolling doubles on your damage dice.
Zippy is cooking.
Yeah, she's cooking the other team.
This is why all those poor animals died.
Maybe. Allegedly.
Allegedly. She's not admitting anything.
Bark.
Drift, it is your turn again.
All right. So I just watched these three guys drop in a line.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3. Peter's still floating above. I'm going to kind of give him just a salute and then run off to one of his archers and try to stabby.
Okay.
That felt like 6 seconds.
Machines are learning.
18.
Hits.
All right. So we're going to do the damage.
He's
so that...
dead.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
If it was over 1.
All right,
He's dead.
fair.
I was like, yeah, what? Half health.
Just because this might be the only opportunity that I get to do it. That's also 13 from sneak attack.
Nice.
Drifty's dead. You can stop.
Die again, you bastard.
I'm just killing him a lot. It's fine.
Smell of ozone in the air from all the lightning bolts and splashes of blood from Nick Attack Archer,
Yep.
who's already dead.
So I'm also going to take a cunning action, and
Okay.
as a bonus action, I'm going to dash and head over to the other archer,
Go for it.
and that'll end my turn as I come up to him.
Okay. All right. He's dead. So let's see. 17.
Random
Range.
D&D question for future gaming. If you run up on an archer, does it change how they can hit you?
If I'm if I'm within his melee range, he has disadvantage on his attack if he uses his ranged attack.
Oh.
But he
Yep.
Okay.
likely has like a short sword or a belt knife or something.
That goes for spellcasting too, right? If somebody's in your melee range and you try to spellcast, you have disadvantage.
I think it depends.
If it's like a
Depends.
projectile.
Yeah. Unless it's magic missile, because magic missile just happens. Like there's no save. There's no
Yeah, I think
attack roll. It just
I
happens.
think if it's a ranged spell attack, then yes, that counts. Poppy, the gentleman near you, knowing where you're at,
Okay.
picks his sword.
Oh, is he still going?
Well, no, this is just his turn.
He gets 2 before me?
No, he hasn't gone yet. This is the next turn.
Oh, it was role play. Sneak.
So yes, he knows where you're at. He finds purchase with there and sticks his sword into the haystack. Say disadvantage even. 16. Does that hit?
I'm a wizard.
I'm gonna assume that means
Like
yes.
a 2-hit.
Ooh. 8 slashing damage as he finds purchase within the haystack.
Hey.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Okay. Right. And that's the last of him. It is your turn, Ark.
Mine?
Yes.
Hearing the haystack go owie, I'm going to turn my attention towards that archer. That's not very nice. And I'm going to pull out a paintbrush from my painter's tools and throw it in the air. And you watch as it multiplies rapidly as I cast Conjure Barrage and shoot them all at the archer. They have to make a dex save of 15 or take 3d8 damage, or half as much on a success.
Okay. So the archer is the one that Drift is right next to. The swordsman is the one up by the haystack.
Oh, then the
talking
swordsman.
about
Sorry, yeah.
Okay.
They all look the
What
same.
does he need to make?
A dex save.
What's the BC on that?
15.
He just makes it.
Okay, so he'll take 5 or half of 3d8. 9 halved, so 4.
Okay.
And then, kind of in tandem, I'll move up closer to close the gap, just to give him a more suitable target to go for. And then, as that's happening, you watch as my spiritual weapon spirals upward 20 feet and hits into Peter.
Go ahead and roll.
Okay. 14 to hit.
Does not hit.
Okay, cool. Tight, no doubt. That'll be it for me.
Okay. Zippy, it is your turn.
So, Zippy is still sort of fixated on Peter. So, Peter hit her. She doesn't like Peter. So, she is going to look at him and her eyes get really tight. She's going to cast Magic Missile. But for every missile, she's like, Peter, you suck. So, and she's like just punctuating like how much she hates Peter.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right, so I got a 5.
Okay.
And then another one, right? Or just 5?
You should have 3 or 4 missiles.
3
I
total.
think it's
3, unless you look. Ooh,
3.
found a $20 bill.
Nice.
As a nat 20.
It's an old bookmark.
That deserves inspiration.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what?
good.
Poppy, you do gain inspiration.
Let's go.
That was good. All right, yeah, 3. Okay, so 3, and it only let me roll it once, so I'll do an E. Wait. No. Oh, okay. All right, a 4. So I got a 5, a 4, and a 2.
Okay. As he's up in the air, just kind of trying to figure out how to get out of this situation, the blast just kind of hit him back and forth as he is pummeled. Are you doing anything else for your turn?
Hmm. No.
Okay. Drift, it is now your turn.
All right. As I approach this last archer, all of the ale that I soaked up from the tavern before and all the water that I got soaked with finally dries off my cravat of displacement, which I forgot I had, and a kind of a wavering, illusory copy of myself now keeps pace with me. And I'm going to attack this guy with my sword.
Okay.
Say, you had the chance to run, mate. $24.
Pinkerfell's go right. As you hit him, go ahead and roll damage.
That is 9 without sneak attack, which I'm going to add if he doesn't die.
He does not die.
Oh, he will. I love Swashbuckler. It's an additional 8 damage.
All right. How would you like to do this?
Kind of just help, like, as I say that, you had the opportunity to run, mate, holding him at sword point, and just as he starts to O'Doyle rules in front of me, I just, with a flick of the wrist, slash right across his throat.
Yeah, so as he's, Pinkerfell don't, he slice, so neatly that the words kind of gurgle and bubble, and as the bubbles pop, as he falls to the ground.
Beautiful.
All the way over
Wait.
here, like you see Zippy, and she's like, "Yeah,
just fucking kill him. All right. So yep, I flick the blood off the tip of my sword, and then I'll bonus action dash and come over and assist with the last guy over here. Well, the last minion. And I'll end my turn here.
As Peter is up on the ground, I may have misjudged you folks. He kind of falls to his knees, but it doesn't do anything. And the gentleman that is now surrounded is going to withdraw. And the horses are over in the corral to the east, so he's on foot and no way to get away. So that will end his turn. It is your turn, Ark.
Am I still in the turn order?
I'm sorry, Poppy. Did I forget you? Oh,
I've had
I did.
2. I've gone twice this
I'm
whole
sorry.
combat.
I'm sorry, Poppy. It is your turn, Poppy.
Okay. Let me things moved around. Okay, I'm just gonna poison spray that guy.
Okay.
26 to hit with 15 damage.
That does it. So as he's withdrawing, you see this cloud of green kind of mist just erupt in his face. And as he's withdrawing, he collapses down to the ground. And again, I'm sorry, Poppy.
I was hiding.
Yeah.
I did so well
from the DM.
All right, Ark, it is your turn.
Oh, he's still alive? Peter?
Uh,
I know,
Peter
so
is.
like,
Oh my god.
so he's within. So Zippy's like, it's just you and us now, Peter.
So first, my spiritual weapon's gonna try and hit him. 17 to hit.
He's down on his knees, so he is vulnerable. So yes, that would hit.
Okay. I think it's D8. Yes. 11 points of force damage.
Yeah, that might do it. That just does it. How does this happen?
The spiritual weapon's gonna forcibly paint him any shade that's not pink. So like blood red. By pummel. And yeah, his like limp levitating body will just be there.
In the end, as you paint him with this red spiritual color, he collapses, still kind of levitating in air, and you just see these splotches of crimson blood actually fall from his floating corpse. And you all have done it. You have defeated the Pinkerfells and avenged Astor.
With one final salute, just the body just drops straight down from where it was.
Zippy runs up and starts kicking it.
Get him! Do it, yeah!
So as the body collapses to the ground, and everyone takes a deep breath, kind of nurturing their injuries and taking score of what's all around them. You've done well today, and the rewards will be there. We've gone past time, so I don't want to take too much time. But I will, if you want to keep these characters, I will kind of go over all the treasure that was there. Zippy, there's something special for you in the future. And if you like, again, we can have another one-shot, hopefully a little smoother and better. If you all like, you can play the same characters or different.
This was a blast. I don't know what's there to smooth out. I had fun.
Yeah,
I
I'm
have-
just thinking, you know,
I
you
have
have
a
the
request.
Don't skip
Can-
your turn.
No, that's fine. I probably would have just missed all my DCs anyway. Can Poppy hack and slash Peter and take his bones there? And she would
Yes.
like to go somewhere and return in the near future and gift Zippy little perfect bone juggle balls.
Awesome.
Gross. But
From
thoughtful.
the
Gross, but awesome.
But like Zippy would like really appreciate that. She'd be like, "Aw, these are amazing,
And
Kind
they
of
don't
gross.
bark.
but amazing."
Well, before we all leave, thank you all for joining us today. Well, I'll go around, roll call, kind of tell us, you know, how people can find you. If you got anything coming up, you know, what's going on, where they can find that. Let's go ahead and start with you, Stax.
You can find me here. And yeah, Judgy DM on all the socials. And yeah, today was pretty fun. I didn't know I could make a painter cleric person work, but here we are.
Awesome. What about you, Poppy?
Yep. So you can find me literally everywhere at Pop Rock Poppy. And I just want to thank Stax for having us all here on their channel, and thank you so much, Nordic, for bringing me into this group because it was so much fun to meet you guys and get to play with you.
And Luke.
Yeah, so I don't really have socials, but if you want to, you know, find a great group of people to hang out with and play with outside of this group, obviously, you'll usually find me overstocking the Discord for Goblin Tuesday. And we are always looking for people to play with. I'm trying to put together people. I'm trying to sucker people into coming and playing a Goblin Quest one shot with me. So if you're interested in that, that's where you'll find me. And yeah, no, thank you for inviting me today. This was a blast. So.
Good. And what about you, Grim?
Can I want to go back to loot. Let's talk about your TTRPG.
Oh,
No, so it's not.
I know it's not ready yet, but I think it's
Well,
now's
yeah,
an
no,
opportunity to start talking about it.
It is far from ready, but I just to give proper credit. Goblin Tuesday has taken on the Godfather has taken on the vast majority of putting this together. But we are working on a TTRPG based off of your classical mythologies, Greek, Norse, Chinese, really leaning heavily into the lore of old, but set in a future setting. It is going to be called Demi. And he has just done an amazing and outstanding job of the lore, the spells. It's going to be incredibly crunchy, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. We are still very early in the development phase, but if you again come find us on Goblin Tuesday, you can follow all those updates there, and hopefully we'll have that out soon.
Amazing. I did not know about it, so I'm glad Grim said something.
I'm here for it.
And what do you got going on, Grim?
Oh yeah. So you can find me here on Twitch at Grimbeard_adventures. I'm kind of on Twitter as Grimbeard Rogers, but I'm really just there for, I guess, contractual obligations. Most of my activity happens here. I don't have anything major planned for the rest of this year. I think we've got my campaign season finale coming up on November 30th. They're right at the end of a narrative arc, and that means that all plot armor is gone. So come check us out. Throw some mimics or maybe a goose at my party.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you all for joining us. Viewers, thank you for hanging out with us. Players, it was an awesome game. I'm glad to gather. Reached out to some people, and I got some new players, so I'm glad to actually experience this with you all. Thank you all for joining us. Till next time, everybody, play more games.
Awesome. Stick around as we pay it forward. We'll find someone to raid. Any suggestions are also welcome. But thanks again. We'll see you all the next time. Bye.